is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, PA, the man with electric football fingers so quick and nimble they defy the human eye. I present to you the one and only Mr. National and the Mr. National Podcast.
We are live.
That's what I've been waiting for. That is it, folks. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're at, wherever you're viewing and enjoying the Mr. National Podcast, me and P Double want to wish you health and wealth. P Double, I think they go hand in hand. People associate wealth with money, material things. But let me tell you, Mr. National know a thing or two about a thing or two. Health is wealth.
You got that right. Because without it, man, all the money in the world ain't gonna help.
Ain't gonna help you. You know what I mean? You got your health, your family's in good shape, then you're good. You know what I mean? So we want to wish you guys, ladies and gentlemen, like our boy Kit said. Want to thank Kit for the great introduction. Wealth in health. You know what I mean?
Right on. What's up, Mr. National?
Maintaining, pushing the product. You know, Monet is doing okay.
MrNational.mymonet.com. Right at the top of the screen there.
Yeah. So, being a businessman.
Right on.
Skincare, hair care. They sell wellness now. I mean, they are really, really branching out. I haven't had a chance to attend one of their functions. I mean, they travel the world. They do these little seminar things and motivational,
Yeah.
I'm one of them self-motivators, P-Dub. You know what I mean?
Right on.
I'm not with that rah-rah too much. It's I mean, they can get you fired up and then you just burn out. You know what I mean? It's
so like when the Bulls or when the Lakers, were like doing their little jump around before the game, and Rodman was kind of standing off to the side, like
Rodman, like I don't need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Rodman he was alone. But I gotta get to one of those things because they do talk about a lot of selling and promotional
and just the stuff
ideas
that you need to do, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it's been a fun year and a year and a half, a little bit over a year. So it was something different to try, and it ain't bad. It's really low cost out of pocket, P-Dub. You start up, you become a marketing partner. It's $200. And that $200 is not like you just give them $200 and okay, then what? It's $200 and you get product back. It's 3 different marketing partner product packages they have. One might come with more skin stuff, one might come with more hair stuff, and then the other one is like a perfect balance of both. So you spend $200 and you pick one of those packages, and boom, you off. If you don't sell one thing, you got $200 worth of skincare and hair care products. No harm, no foul. But if you use your social media and you use your your selling abilities or whatever, you know what I mean? You might have a hidden skill that you never knew about. You can make yourself a pretty penny. And I've seen people. It's not me, I don't have the savvy as some of these other young ladies and men that does it, It's people, they go ahead.
You just got to hit your stride. I don't know. If you just keep after it.
You got to keep after it, and you got to dig in. It's like our great sport, electric football. I mean, some
Yeah, you can't just
Which
show up and start
you just
winning,
can't
right?
show up. You can't show up and start winning. You might get show up and play solitaire and in your household, but
Right,
the more you put into anything, the more reward you'll get out of it.
right.
Hard work, everything. You got to put in the time. You got to put in the hard work. You got to sacrifice. And some of these people, they do that, and the rewards are incredible. I mean,
Right.
the one young lady that signed me up, I know her dad uh, and her mom, but she got started just like I did, and she took to it. She just, they had the last thing in Vegas. They had she was in the $1 million club, meaning she had sold over and brought in over $1 million worth of revenue.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Frank, that is, yeah, made her a CEO or something. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah. That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, yeah. Girl's like
Yeah.
28 years old, and she brings in like six
Doing her
hundred
thing. Yeah.
thousand dollars, six
Yeah.
hundred thousand dollars a year.
Right on.
That's crazy. That is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anybody want to get involved with it, hit me up and you know, be ready to fight for your business. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about fighting, Peter. What's up with my boy Frank, the
We're gonna
tank?
get right into it. Frank
Oh,
Gore.
no, dude. I tell you, I'm going in. When we start this thing up, I get the call
Wait,
from Peter.
wait. You mentioned Vegas. I got to tell you about my hat.
Yes.
So I went to Vegas. Did I tell you I went to Vegas?
You don't tell me nothing, P Dub. I don't. I feel some type of way, bro.
Come on now. Anyway, I went to Vegas, and my brother lives in Vegas, and a I'm not a cowboy. I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan. Everybody knows
Fan,
that.
but you're not a cowboy,
I'm not a
right?
cowboy kind of guy or a cowboy
Right.
hat.
You don't wear like the real tight Wrangler jeans, a
Right. The
big old
big
buckle belt,
Yeah, and the boots.
the boots. Right.
Right.
The shirts with those button up shirts with the designs on the shoulders and the rhinestones.
Right.
If anybody can do it, you could do it, P Dub.
It's not my style, but
That's not,
my brother, he fancies himself as a bit of a cowboy.
okay,
So,
cool.
so anyway, I'm getting ready to leave, come home, fly back. And he's like, dude, I want this. My girlfriend had given me this hat. Then she died. And so I got this hat. And it doesn't really fit. And I just, here you go. And he wants me to have it. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. That's really nice. And he got me feeling all like sentimental about it.
Sentimental, emotional, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I was like, this is really nice. Good gift. So then I get to the airport and I'm like, shit, what am I going to do with this hat? I can't put it in a bag. I can't. It's big enough. I might be able to check it.
Yeah.
But so I wore it all the way back.
Yeah, cool. Yo, that is a big brim hat. That is something.
Yeah, and it was kind of fun, I don't know. I felt like, I was people were feeling some kind of way about me.
Nah,
but yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah. Man. You can't care.
I just kind of owned it,
Right,
the security lady, I was like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just going to wear this. I put it on and she's like, I think it looks good on you.
Yeah.
So it made me feel better. I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah. Right. Like I'm walking through the airport, I feel like a dork up in this place with this hat. No, it looks good. When you came in the studio, I was like, oh snap! Look at his hat. I'm like, oh man. I thought we were going with the fedoras, and you come up with a real hat, a real hat. That's a hat's hat. But back to the hat in the airplane. One of my last trips, I don't know where I was coming from or going to, but I think it was the Jewish guys wear those hats. Those kind of.
Oh yeah, the brim. Yeah, but they're straight here.
Straight, yes.
For real flat,
But he was carrying. They make a case for hats. It's like a plastic.
No kidding.
Yes, it was in the shape of it. It was in the shape of the hat, so it doesn't get crushed. So it's like a hard kind of like plastic form, and you stick the hat in and you close it down, and boom, it was like.
I'll be darned. That's cool.
Yeah, they sell it. They sell it. So,
Right on.
folks, that's the hat story. That's why P Double was looking so Tom Selleck over here. You know what I mean?
Anyway, Vegas. Vegas. We could have a whole show on Vegas. Wow, that's the first time I've
Unbelievable.
been there. You know.
No way, is it?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is a place, ain't it? It's something.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'll say. It's something.
everybody should go visit New York and Vegas in their lifetime.
Yeah, at least once. Right
At
again.
least once, yeah.
Yeah.
And the misconception about Vegas is, people say, well, I don't like gambling. I mean, obviously gambling is what keeps that city alive, but you
Right.
you can go there and not gamble at all. You don't have to gamble. And
Right.
they give you so many like free gambling money. I mean, there's so many ways to
Well,
catch shows and stuff.
I stayed in a casino hotel
Hmm.
because it was so cheap. The room
Yes,
rate was so cheap because they assume you're going to gamble, which I'm not going to gamble. I gave
right.
my son $5 and he blew it on a roulette wheel. You know, we just kind
Geez,
of laughed. But yeah, I don't like gambling. You know, I like my money.
yeah.
So I give you enough every year for the picks. You know, so I want to keep the rest of it, spend it on what I want to spend it on. It was wild, man. Just the
All right,
desperation of the people, but it's
right
weird.
before we go into the actual podcast lineup,
Yeah.
give us one good story about Vegas that
Okay, this is real quick. I get there, I check it, I walk in the hotel about 10 o'clock at night on like a Thursday night, and I'm standing there. I had to wait an hour in the line just to check into the hotel,
hmm
and I'm watching all these
real quick,
people.
real quick. What
The
hotel?
Sahara, the
Sahara.
Sahara.
Okay.
Which isn't even really on the main drag, if you know where that
Right.
is.
Yeah, on the
But
strip. It's not on the strip.
right, but it was wild. I mean, it was busy. You know, Thursday night, 10 o'clock, people coming and going, drunk girls. You know, big high
Yeah.
rollers coming in and out. I'm watching it. You know, I'm just kind of standing there watching everything go down and thinking, wow. So anyway, about 11 o'clock, I go up to my room and then my son arrived like an hour later. I had to go get him at the airport, I think, or something like that. So anyway, I was going to sleep. I got up at 7 a.m. because I'm on East Coast. So for me, I slept in till 7 a.m., you know, there.
Right.
And I go down, they got a Starbucks down there. So I go down there to get a coffee at 7 a.m. I get off the elevator into the lobby. It's exactly the same as it was the night before.
Yeah.
At 11 o'clock. It's 7 a.m. Drunk girls walking around, big high
Right.
rollers, gambling. I mean, there's no difference.
It's not. Right.
It was crazy.
Throw a clock and a watch out the window.
Out the window. Oh my God. Yeah. And then my brother, he always complains about the traffic down there and the way people drive. He wasn't kidding. We saw like 3 or 4 accidents in a couple of days that I was down there. One of them happened right in front of me. You know, it was
right.
Yeah, it was just nuts.
Yeah, but, driving, everybody's hollering at somebody. Yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Did you like the street entertainment, like the people dressed up like superheroes, and you got the naked women with the body paint on?
Yeah. We just drove through there and one night and saw it. You know,
nuts.
Yeah, so it was pretty wild.
Well, folks, that's Vegas for you by P Double.
Right. Yeah.
We might have to do that. We might have to start going into the travel agent business, P Double. We're gonna have a Mr. National podcast trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll start booking trips, and we'll go there, and we'll just hang out with all our peeps.
Right.
All our peeps. That's
Mr. National Convention.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? They want to know what I'm doing, where I'm going.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm taking you with me. Okay.
I think you just hatched a great idea right there.
Right. We're gonna work on it. You know, we'll get a flight. Just like a travel agent. Just like a travel. We're gonna book a flight somewhere, and all our electric football fans and all our peeps from different walks of life come hang out with us. And we're gonna do things. That's what I'm gonna work on. All right, P-Dub, it is time to start the podcast. Well,
Right.
we've been on the podcast. We've
Right.
been
We've
on
been
the
on
podcast.
for a minute.
Yeah, we've been on for a minute, and I lost track of how many shows we've done. It's
Yeah, it's close to 100.
to 100.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 100 shows over 2.5 years. We got to go back to our very first. We got to get that date.
Yeah.
For people just joining us, okay, we can't assume everybody knows who P-Dub is, the greatest and best digital artist on the planet. Okay, you know,
I'm trying.
he's got illustration books. He's got comics. He's got it all. He's got characters. And myself, Mr. National. So just a little recap, we're going to just get people caught up. I mean, we can't assume that everybody knows what's going on.
Right.
I'm Mr. National from the Philadelphia Electric Football Circuit. And several years ago, I started the Stack with Nat show with my good friend, Smokestack. Okay, so we would just go over our league games. We would just, it was just like a TV show. We were like NFL Today,
Yeah.
So we would just go over.
I liken it to more like the TNT NBA.
Oh yeah,
podcast.
There's
a little bit of hijinks going on.
Definitely. Yeah, we were definitely those guys. Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and Shaq. Yeah, we were all four, and Ernie John. We were those four rolled into two guys.
Right.
We told EF with a little twist, and we had a great run, and then me and Stack kind of, our paths didn't cross as much where we could get on and do our show as much. And P-Dub, who's from the Michigan area, electric football, not P-Dub, I would say you're not really affiliated with any league. You just kind of float around.
I'm a fan.
Yeah,
really.
You're a fan and just try out different rules and techniques. But P-Dub really was one of the guys that really liked the show,
Mm-hmm.
And he would reach out, like, he used to call me and text and email and stuff on social media, like, when you guys gonna do another show? And I would tell him, I'm like, I don't know. It's hard to catch up with Smokestack. We can't get over to the pub. Real life comes in. So
right.
P-Dub had reached out to me about a podcast I had never even heard of. I'm like, what's that? He was like, well, it's basically something, you guys.
I actually wanted, because I had a podcast and I wanted to have you guys on it. That's what I want. I want to have you guys on the podcast to talk about electric football.
Yeah. We
on my podcast.
Yeah. We never even got to that thing. I think we had kind of like fell off a little bit. So P-Dub was like, let's just do a podcast. It was more audio, right? We didn't have no video. And
right.
And I'll tell you folks, like even now, he says we're up to over 100 shows here. I still get a little butterflies about doing it, and I had a lot of butterflies when P-Dub approached me about it, because I always had Smokestack, and I could work off a Smokestack and let him, I could fall back and let him go up on his little tirades or whatever. And then he was like, it's just gonna be me and you. And I was like, I don't know this guy, I don't know Paul, I don't, what I mean? I knew I was like, but I was like, okay, we could try it. I was like, I'm one of them people, well, I don't try food. Okay. Let's get that straight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People say, try it. I'm like, no, I don't like it.
That's funny.
I don't like it. They're like, did you try it before? No. But in all these years, if I haven't eaten it, I don't like it. You know what I mean? Two things you don't mess with: your booty hole and your stomach. Okay, you don't mess with them things. All right, I'm not doing it. So, but he said, try this podcast. I was like, what's the worst could happen? You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna look like a fool. I was kind of scared about being exposed. I was like, man, I'm not gonna be good. And you know what I mean? It was, and it's like, Corey was nothing without smokestack. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah, I
You know
got
what I
you.
mean?
You kind of like you thought you were gonna be like I don't know, Paul and John from the Beatles, you know?
Well, like two great wide receivers, and you think the other guy, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
other guy leaves and one leaves, and now it's all on you, and you fail. You know what I mean? You
Right. I
don't
got
carry
you.
the load. So it was just like, I don't know. And Paul was, he was like, well, let me know. I'm just throwing it out there. We could try it. And then we tried it, folks. So we tried it, and like I say, at first it was just the audio thing. We had a website. I don't even know if the website's still up. I mean, it was.
It is, yeah.
I missed that website.
StackWithNetShow.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stackwithnetshow.com or something.
At the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, that was great. I like that. And then we kind of stacked all our shows together. And Paul had mentioned earlier about our picks. We used to do our picks, and the picks went on there. So it was great, and it really. I mean, I got another partner. You know what I mean? I didn't know Pete up until I think we met in Ohio at one of the tournaments.
Yeah.
Actually, met face to face. So
Yeah.
this is how this podcast started. And like I say, we really base it around electric football, but we talk about so many different things. I mean, we go all over the place. I mean, and
Right.
and we take feedback. If you guys want us to talk about something, if you guys want us to talk about your league, if you want us to talk about your season, we are all in. We have guests. We've had the Hulk on here many times.
Yeah,
We
he's
have
awesome.
Brian Phillips on here many times. We've had comedians that P-Dub knows. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, and we seem to vibe. I vibe with everybody. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's awesome.
So, folks, that's the podcast. We hope you enjoy it. Want to give out to Stephen LeGros out in Houston. He's supported everything that I have been a part of for his electric football and everything. That guy, he's aces. Okay. He followed the league. A lot of guys followed the Philly NFL league when we were cracking plastic. You know what I mean? We were,
That's kind of where I got on, right? It was Philly.
yeah, the league. That's what Kit caught on. Kit watched us and followed. You know what I mean? So it's just been I don't want to say. I guess I gotta say it's been a blessing. It's uncomfortable to say a blessing. You think of real life stuff, but this is just us goofing around with a computer and an iPad. But
Yeah.
I mean, Peter, we've launched so many different. Richard arcade games. We've launched what he does. Low budget. We've had. I don't know if we had him on our. Yeah, we had Roger Fisher on our show, and I've done stuff with their gridiron with Dustin.
Yeah.
And Dustin said it was one day that National gave me an iPad and was like, "Go film this game," and that launched what they do. It's
cool thing is, like, all these, none of them really take away from any of the other things that.
No. Electric Coach, Maurice, it's enough for everybody. I mean, there's no competition. I remember when Electric Gridiron came up, they were starting to come up with their promos and stuff. I got calls and texts like, "Yo, some guys trying to be like Stack with Nat show. You know, you mad? What we gonna do?" I was like, "I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm a support them."
Yep, right.
You know what I mean? I'm a love it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Electric Coach, okay? I'm a love it. Whatever you do, you know, any promotion is good promotion for our game and our sport. So
yeah,
that's what me and P-Dub is about. You know, we don't get too much into the drama stuff, but
right.
we will.
There's plenty of that to get into if you want.
Yeah, you look at it. my good boy Elgin. You know what I mean? When he, you know, the quarterback thing. We touched on that. Okay, that was hilarious. So, all right. So we got a good show lined up. We sorry we got away, but we, you know, it's not like we do it as much. We haven't been doing it as much. So we might have people that's going to see them like, what are these guys doing? You know, they try and be like arcade game. They try and be like low budget. No, we started up. Get it right.
That's right. The OGs.
Yeah, we the OGs. That's why we got the hat. So we the OGs, okay? But P Dub's got a great list, and he's the producer. I'm just the guy that's next to the guy. That's who I am. So he wants to talk about Frank Gore. Everybody knows I'm a big Niners fan, or maybe if you didn't know, I live, born and raised in Philadelphia. I like zero teams from Philly. If anything, I like the Flyers, meaning I don't like them. Like, I do not like the Eagles. I do not like the Philadelphia Sixers. The Phillies I could stand, but I'm a St. Louis Cardinals guy. You know, Ozzie Smith,
Yeah.
Willie McGee back in that day, and then, you know,
Okay.
Bernard Gilkey and Ray Langford, and then you got up to Mark McGuire, and then Pujols. So I follow St. Louis Cardinals, and then hockey. You know, I'm not. I've been watching some of the hockey playoffs, but I like the Flyers. I'll take the home team Flyers. So,
All right.
Frank Gore,
Yeah.
our all-time leading rusher in
Yeah.
San Francisco history.
Right.
You know, a Hall of Famer. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame. He's like number 3 or 4 on the all-time rushing list.
Right. First ballot Hall of Famer, I think.
I would have to say, because of the running back being so devalued now, that we're not going to have running backs go into the Hall of Fame after this last crop. You know, if Marshawn Lynch makes it in, Adrian Peterson is definitely a first-run Hall of Famer. Frank Gore, probably. I would say Adrian Peterson is definitely first year, 5 years.
But just the longevity, man.
Yeah. And the different teams. I mean, he went from the Niners to the Colts to the Jets to the Bills to Miami, I think. It was the last team he played with. So, great career. I mean, the dude came from the U, okay? And we want to talk about running backs. Willis McGahee was on that team. Clinton Portis, I think, was on that team.
Right.
And they all, to a man, was like, Frank Gore was the best running back on our team. And that guy suffered knee injuries in his college career. Mm-hmm. And he still made the pros and still put up, you know, the numbers, number 3 or 4 all time. Okay, that being said, why is he P-Dub? I haven't really got time to the story. Like, is he? I know he did. Listen. He did a celebrity. He did a celebrity match. Okay, I remember that. I think he fought Deron Williams, a point guard for the New Jersey Nets. I don't even know if he won or lost that, but
he lost.
He lost, right? I thought he did. Now, and you say he's starting to box. Is he turning pro?
This is his pro debut.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane.
40 years old. He just played for the Dolphins, right? This past year.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, he's going on 40 years old.
I don't know if he played last year. Matter of fact, I don't know if
he played. He's 40. He just got done playing. I mean, running backs are lucky to last till 30.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you're lucky to last 2-3 years as a running back.
Yeah, they're right. That's why it's hard for them to get the money. Yeah. They're not first-round draft picks anymore. It's tough. It's a tough. It's amazing how much the NFL landscape has changed.
Right.
I don't know why he's boxing. That's just boggles.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what weight class. What he's short, but he's thick. So I don't know. Yeah. He's every bit close to 200 pounds. So he's going to be fighting cruiserweight, light heavyweight. You know what I mean? He's going to be in the 190. And those guys can get up to be 6'2".
You know, I'm sure he's a heavyweight.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I mean, I know he's a professional athlete, football player, but that boxing type of training, he'll drop some weight. He'll get smaller. But I don't know if he's going to get 170. You know, I'm thinking he's going to be around 180, 185. That's light heavy. That's light heavyweight. That's some big people. Yeah. Talking about boxing, was a good fight on yesterday. Jermell Charlo fought Costanzo from Argentina. Mm-hmm. The rematch. The first fight ended in a draw back in July, and they had mouthed off, during the pre-fight stuff, a lot of smack talking.
Right.
But they got in the ring, man. They put on a show. Jamel Charlo stopped them in the 10th round knockout. Okay, to avenge. I can't even say he avenged the loss. He avenged the draw. But Jim Gray was there. A lot of celebrities. It was in Carson, California. One of the people, LL Cool J.
Really?
LL Cool J. He's talking to LL. Oh, you did some boxing. Would you do? Whoa. And LL was like, stopped him in his track. Like, I do it for the exercise. I did boxing for the exercise.
Right.
He's like, that's the end of it. I don't want to be punched in the nose. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would never, go in there in that realm, that arena, So Frank Gore, I know he was a tough football player. It's just different.
Yeah.
I mean, your Cowboys, P-Dub's a big Cowboys fan. Your defensive lineman retired from the NFL. He's an MMA fighter, UFC or whatever.
Who are you talking about?
That big defensive end. He had I think he had the domestic cases. Where? No, not Where. DeMarcus Ware, not him. I think he played alongside him.
I don't know. I know Ed Too Tall Jones went into boxing.
Yes, he did, and got knocked out, and then was like, okay, I'm done with that. Yeah, he did. You're right.
Different kind of sport,
Yeah, absolutely. Very different.
MMA and boxing are different,
P-Dub, what's that defensive end? He played for the Cowboys.
I don't know. I didn't hear about it.
He's been fighting UFC for a while. He's in the heavyweight division. He's a big dude. Yeah. We'll come back to it. We're gonna come. You got the thing. All you gotta do is Dallas Cowboys UFC fight is in there. So all right. So why are you doing that? What's our next topic we got, Peter? We got the NBA playoffs going on today. We got two.
Not your Sixers. Not your Sixers are out.
Yeah. And when you say not my, when he says your Sixers, he means my hometown Sixers. We just said earlier in the show, National doesn't root for none of the Philly teams. My team is still in it. We got a big game 7 at TD Bank. Boston Celtics versus the
Sorry to interrupt. Greg Hardy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I do remember that now.
Yes. Greg Hardy, he's a UFC fighter. Yes.
Okay.
And he's not bad. I seen him get knocked out in one of the fights, but he's pretty good. He's a big dude, though. That's a big dude.
Yeah.
And he didn't take boxing. He took UFC. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all that wrestling and scrapping.
Yeah. But the football players are so big.
Yeah.
You can kick. You can use a lot more you got a lot more to defend, but you got a lot more things you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was easier because here it is, Peter. You see retired boxers retire from boxing and then go into UFC. James Toney did. A couple of the guys do boxing and go into UFC. I've never seen UFC guys try to go into boxing.
Right. Yeah, you've had the UFC guys try to box, and they're not.
No, it's not. It's not the same. It's not the same. So, for Frank to go right into boxing is pretty tough. I mean,
he got to win his fight, so
he did.
Yeah, let's see. He got a knockout, one punch.
Okay.
So
yeah, well, the guy he fought was probably a tomato can. You know what I mean? The guy just
right.
You ain't gonna have your fighter go in against somebody that's dangerous for his first fight. You want to build him up. You know what I mean?
Tomato can.
So,
right, anyway, you're going on. You're not your Sixers.
Yeah, the Sixers got knocked out, dude. Listen, I can give you a report on the city vibe. They are hating James Harden right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? They got rid of Ben Simmons because he wouldn't shoot, and then you get James Harden, and this guy took 0 shots in the fourth quarter of a game where they needed him. It was just crazy. Yeah. I was laughing my ass off. I told him. I said, James Harden is not the James Harden you think he is. I'm like, so
he got exposed.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get in better shape. The Miami Heat is dangerous, okay?
Taking it.
And they look good. Today we have Sunday, May the 15th, we have two
Big games, yeah.
game sevens.
Yeah.
We have the Milwaukee Bucks,
Yep.
who have the best player on the planet. I think Giannis has surpassed LeBron James,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kevin Durant as the best player on the planet. He just bowls right in there. It's like crazy. He's so strong and so long. It's just he's a load.
Way he's transformed his physique, man, is amazing. I mean, he's
It is.
on
Like
top.
he came in, he's like a little scrawny kid. He looked like Kevin Garnett coming in. Now he's so bulked up and strong. It's just,
Yeah.
and when he dribbles the ball, he puts that shoulder into you.
Yeah.
It knocks you back like Shaquille O'Neal, like.
Yeah.
And then he's so long, he's like elastic. I mean, he's got the perfect name, the Greek Freak.
Yeah. But he's got a nice, he's good ball handling. He's got a nice touch.
He worked on his ball handling. The next phase is probably his mid-range shot and his three-pointer. If he can get that up,
Yeah, he'll be.
he's unstoppable. I mean, he's damn near unstoppable now. So, he's phenomenal. He plays on both ends. He's defense and offense. But
You got today. Celtic.
all right, my pick. I think I didn't see the line yet, Peter. But I haven't checked the line, but Celtics got to be favored by 2-3 points, I guess. If I was a betting man, I might take the Bucks getting points. That's probably what I'm gonna lay on the line. I'm gonna look at the line later, and I might take if it's 5 or 6 points.
It's in Boston.
Yeah, it's in Boston. Boston just beat them pretty good in Milwaukee. I'm taking the Bucks getting points, but the Celtics will win. I think the Celtics win in a close one.
Yeah.
Take the Celtics.
Same.
I mean, take the Bucks getting points, and let's take the over. Haven't even looked at. We're going to take the over. In the other game 7, we have the Phoenix Suns hosting the Dallas Mavericks.
Right.
Luka has been giving Phoenix a problem. Okay, he's been a problem, that guy.
I actually saw him play in Detroit a few weeks ago. He's so goofy, man.
He's so big and slow moving, but nobody can stay in front of him. He has that step back jumper that's ridiculous.
Right, because you can't leave him alone up top or he'll shoot it.
No, you can't go under. You can't go under any screens.
Right.
You can't go under the screen. You give him too much room. You got to fight over. You got to switch. He's such a great passer.
Yep.
He's the closest thing to Larry Bird that I've seen, as far as
He has. I don't think he has the. Bird was just so competitive.
So competitive. I mean,
he just had.
That's the reason why I like the Celtics. Larry Bird. I mean, that's my guy.
Yeah.
I only have 2 basketball jerseys. I have plenty 49er jerseys. I have some Warren Moon. I have half a dozen Earl Campbell, my favorite football player, growing up, Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 2 basketball jerseys. 33 Celtics in white, Larry Bird. USA number 7 in white, Larry Bird.
Oh,
when he was on the Dream Team, he wore number 7. Okay, there you go.
How do you know what this? Do you recognize this one?
Is that 17?
Yeah,
that's Meredith.
Yeah, Don Meredith.
Yeah, that's Don Meredith. Don Meredith. He was a pretty good quarterback, but I think he played before my time. Yeah. I remember him in the Monday night booth towards the end, and he would sing that song when the game was over.
Yeah, he's goofy.
Hey, Peter. See that you talked about the Stack with Nat show, and they were like Kenny and shit. I want to say we were more like those guys on the Monday night booth, Howard and them, because we got liquored up.
Right.
We're drinking.
By the end of the podcast, Meredith was sloshed.
Those guys, they were smoking cigarettes in the booth. They were drinking. They were out of control. But yeah, so I think Phoenix gets it together and takes care of Dallas.
Yeah.
Miami Heat is already in. Golden State is already in. If you're asking me for finals, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Golden State versus Boston. That's what I want.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I'm probably gonna say the Heat. I'm gonna probably say the Heat though. The Miami Heat. The Miami Heat. One, they're healthy. Okay, they're healthy. Nope. They are the best team. I mean, I know they have Jerry Butler, Jimmy Butler, but they have no like superstar, no what's that word?
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Transcending, transcending
Right.
fan, athlete like a Devin Booker, like a Luca, like a Greek freak, Jason Tatum. They don't have that kind of play, no LeBron, but they play the best team ball of all the teams left in the playoffs.
Right.
And I think
Yeah.
betting wise, I'm gonna say Miami versus Golden State, and then that's my NBA finals.
State is back.
Who is?
Golden State.
Oh yeah, they're back.
Yeah.
Listen, real quick before we move on from basketball, they had a couple years ago when everybody was hurt. They had the number one overall pick, Wiseman from Memphis. That kid's been hurt all year, so they got coming in next year the
Right.
number one overall pick in the draft that they ain't even played. So, I mean, people forget that. And they have young guys. Clay is getting old. Stephen is getting old. Draymond is getting old. But they have Poole. They have Kuminga. They have Wiseman. They have Gary Payton II. They have young players in place. They have done a great job of building their team for now and the future.
Right.
That's the problem in Philadelphia. They have nothing.
Right. They make their moves and they bring in James Harden, man.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm ecstatic that Philadelphia Sixers are struggling. Their fan base is in disarray.
Yeah.
And same thing with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Same thing. You know, the schedule was released, P-Dub. NFL schedule is out.
The schedule? Oh. Yeah.
Awesome. That's just like Christmas, okay? When that comes out. Already got text from Darrell Bavard, who's a Niner fan, was like, let's go to the Carolina Panthers game.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. So we open up this season against the Bears in Chicago. I gotta map this thing out, man. I want to go to all of them. I want to go. I'm definitely going to Denver.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, definitely going to that one. Going to Denver. Darrell just hit me up about Carolina. I would love to go out there. And then I might want to do Chicago, the first game of the season. I got to contact Frank or Jimbo out there, some of my Illinois guys. Like, pick me up. Let me crash it on your couch.
I can do that one.
Huh?
Chicago's not far from where I'm at. I could do.
Get out.
No, yeah, I could do Chicago.
Wow.
Might have to plan that. I mean,
yeah, that's the first game of the season. 49ers at Chicago. It's going to be warm still. Right. That's a perfect time to go to Chicago.
Yeah. So last year was Detroit for you, and then this year.
Yeah. Yep. Last year I did Detroit. I did Jacksonville, and I did Phoenix. Those were the 3 games I did last year.
All right. Let's see.
I think
they got a home game with the Rams, and they got the Panthers, Falcons. You could go to Atlanta.
I could go. I've been to Atlanta a few times. Not in the new stadium, but I've seen them in Atlanta before.
Another good game. You're going to go to Arizona, aren't you? You've done that before.
No. That's usually they're playing that game in Mexico.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's Mexico. I'm not going to go to that one.
Oh yeah, Mexico City. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna skip that one, and then I don't see one in San Francisco. I see the Chiefs come to San Francisco. I'll talk to Wolf, see if he's talking about going out there. San Francisco's so high. The ticket is high.
Right.
Airfare is high. Every hotel is just through the roof. I mean, I don't. It's almost like California is like New York. Like how much money do you make that you to live there? It's like crazy.
So when I was in Vegas, I took one day. I drove out to Los Angeles.
Nice.
Stayed the night with my friend, and I paid. So I drove out there, and I had to fill up with gas on the
Uh
plane to come back. Paid like $5.89 for gas.
huh. Yeah,
Shit.
that's crazy, right? They is insane out there. I was out there for the Super Bowl in Los Angeles. It was everything was high. Everything.
Yep. Well, I'm looking for Dallas' schedule here. Hold on.
Yeah. We gotta get with Spencer's going. Spencer's doing a Dallas game. Who you guys got? He told me. Uh, I forget the game he said he's gonna go to.
They're at New York. They're at LA. They're at Philly. Detroit, week 7. They
In
got
Detroit.
no at home in Dallas.
Oh, okay, in Dallas. Okay.
My wife, let's go to the game. She's like, I don't want to go to Dallas. Come on. They're at Green Bay, at Minnesota.
Wow, Green Bay's a good one.
Bill,
I want to go there one time.
at Washington, at Tennessee. I could go to Nashville. That would be fun.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, Nashville's a nice town.
Yeah, in that stadium indoors. So it's in December. But you go to that indoor stadium, that'd be fine.
Do they play indoors? They don't play.
That's indoor, isn't it?
I didn't think they had an indoor. The Nissan place, I think it's called or something. I
Oh,
thought it was outside.
oh, maybe not.
But it's Nashville. It's south. It wouldn't be real cold out there.
Yeah,
It's south.
probably bad. Yeah. Anyway, they're gonna suck this year. It's gonna be depressing.
Yeah, you guys made some interesting. You let all your receivers go. I
liked it. I liked Cooper. He was good.
know. I know. I don't get that. I mean,
Yeah.
they let Cooper, they let Wilson go. I mean, you guys had him. You still lost the 49ers. So, I mean, it wasn't good enough, I guess.
Yeah.
I think you got picks for Cooper. Cooper's tough.
Yeah.
He's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be interesting. So, yeah.
Season, I mean, everything else, it was some good moves, like Russell Wilson going to Denver. And
oh, that was Tyreek Hill going to Miami.
Yeah, right. Let's see what happens there, man. He's
Deshaun Watson in Cleveland.
Right. Cleveland's making moves. They're getting some players.
Yeah, they're getting players. Landry left, right? Landry left the Browns. I forget where he's going. The Raiders, maybe? I forget.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of movement. Oh, great. It's NFL does it right. From their draft to the schedule release, everything. Yeah. They are head and shoulders above the other the big 4 sports in our country. With baseball so far behind. I mean, baseball just cannot get out of their own way.
Right.
They strike at the wrong times. Games take too long. I mean,
yeah.
I argue. We argue about every show, every podcast. The shift is so stupid. Now they're talking about. They're talking about banning it.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
And I don't want them to ban it. I just want them to use it as a challenge for the managers. They get so many shifts per game.
Draw straws for it or something.
So it's crazy. But the NFL has it right. Okay. So for the best game not in the world, soccer, football is probably the greatest game in the world, worldwide. But for the United States, football is clearly head and shoulders.
Last year, every playoff game was great. Like they all came down.
Everyone. So for football to be the best sport, it's only right that it has the best simulation game in the world, which happens to be the greatest board game in the world, which happens to be electric football. Okay.
Yep.
Let's say that. Okay. Let's get that out the way. Baseball, they don't have no games. Basketball, they don't have no game. You know, everything's electronic. You know, everything's video.
Yeah, baseball's got like a lot of like numbers games, like Stratomatic and
Yes,
stuff like that. There's
yes,
a lot of
yeah,
people that love baseball, you know.
absolutely.
So
Hockey has the stick hockey, which is pretty cool. You got the levers and stuff. That's pretty cool. That is cool.
yeah.
But none of them can touch electric football. Okay, you hit the switch, the men move by themselves. Boom, instant excitement.
Yeah. And then like the artistry and everything that goes into the figures is incredible.
That's the hobby side. You know, it's so many different levels to it.
Right.
You know, you could just be a hobby.
What I love about the game is you know, I played football in high school, and so that's what I know about football. You know, I didn't play like in college or anything. I wasn't that good. But what I do know about football is like all week long you prepare for the game. And when you went out and you played the game, so much of what you did was based on your preparation for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had to practice, you had to prepare for the team that you were playing against. You had to know your guys, you all had to know what each other was doing and what your strategy was for that game. In electric football, it's very much the same way. Like you're the coach. And that's why we all call each other coaches, because we're the coach. You have to prepare for the games that you're playing. You have to know your players. You have to get some strong bases. You got to get some fast bases. You got to know how your bases act. You got bases that will stick to another player, or that might make a great defensive back. But you also have other bases that will, they'll just slide off a player and keep going straight. That might make a great receiver or a running back.
Yeah.
So you got to position your players in their best, the best
positions. Yeah.
Positions to get a chance to win, and that's what we did in practice during the week or before the season. Is you got all your players and you looked at what you had. Usually you're like, okay, this guy's a linebacker, this guy's a tackle, this guy's a guard, and you went through all the things that prepared your team to play the game and prepared your team to win. And that's what you do in electric football.
Yep.
Great coaches. And the great coaches, it's not just random. The great coaches like Brian Phillips and the Hulk and Woodard and, Baxter and all those.
Rafiq and Charles Lane, the list goes.
Yeah. They win consistently because they prepare and they get ready for their games and they know their teams and they're skilled at the passing and,
And the nuances of the rules. You got to know the rules.
And that's what I think is great about electric football is you can put your time into it and get prepared, and you can go and you can win. And you see it happen again. It's cool.
And I like the way that the difference. Your opponent. You wouldn't play defense against the Hulk the same way you would against Rafiq.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's totally different people. You know what I mean?
Down your throat, and you're just you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. The different philosophies. Antonio Jones, his defensive philosophy. Some people play a more attacking, come at the quarterback, where other guys play more strategic zones and it's everything that you have in real football. You basically have in electric football.
Yeah.
And like I say, the rules vary. Kit will argue all day about, the rules and stuff.
Yeah. But that's part of the fun of it too, is you got
all the different. It is. The bad thing, what we got, the guys over in Chattanooga. No, it's not in Chattanooga this year, is it?
The River City?
Yeah. I forget. I think they changed. I don't know if it's in Chattanooga. Is it this? They're playing right now, right?
Yeah, they're playing right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in Chattanooga, but I think it's nearby. It's not.
Yeah, it is. It was in Chattanooga. I think they switched the venue this year, but it's close. We want to wish all those guys good luck. They're probably in the Final Four right about now, if not the championship.
They're probably playing a championship.
Yeah. And damn well, if any of those names that you just rambled off was there, they're going to be in that Elite Eight, that Final Four.
Yeah, they're there. They are.
Big Pat Morris, Jamani.
Yep.
Those guys are awesome. Great, great. I mean, Pat Morris has been doing it for a long time.
Really?
Oh yeah. Pat was the guy back in the Philly Miggle convention. I was walking around like a puppy dog with my eyes wide open. I was in shock, couldn't breathe. Pat was the one who was like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I got breaking news.
yeah. I didn't know nobody.
You want to know who's in the championship?
Uh, you want me to guess first?
Sure, sure. Take a guess at.
Uh, Tr- I don't know if Charles. See, Charles is headline. I don't know if Charles. I would say championship Charles versus Brian Phillips.
Close. You got Brian Phillips and Elgin Clemens,
Whoa!
two perennial champions every year or every tournament.
Listen. This is a PSA. Stay away from Elgin's box. Don't mess with his quarterback. I gotta hit my boy Elgin up. That's good for him. I'm glad he came back. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. He was.
Yeah. I'm glad he came back. Remember I told you that
Don't
show.
just let it. Yeah.
Yeah. Run it back. You know what I mean, man? Run it back. You know? Yeah. Don't let that define you. You know?
Yeah.
So that's good. All right. So we're gonna tune in. We're gonna sign off here, right, P We're gonna sign off the podcast, and we're gonna tune in to arcade games and low budget films and whoever else might be streaming it.
Yeah, you can go to the Miniature Football Coaches Association.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Page, find arcade games there, and low budget productions. Jeff McCauley. I think he's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Low budget production. Jeff, yeah, man, nightclub.
Yeah, he's great calling a game though. If you don't like, especially if you're new, you're checking out electric football, and you want to find out what's going on. Now, if you watch arcade games, you kind of got to know what's going on already.
Yeah,
because he's not going to really tell you he's going to tell you the score. But Jeff and low budget productions, he'll tell you the rules as it's happening. He's kind of like the John Madden of
right. He's John Madden and Pat Summerall rolled up into one.
That's right. When he's calling the games,
I love it. Low budget productions. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Well, look, that wraps up a nice podcast, P Dub. We're gonna put that on the pages and share that out there. This was a clean show too. We can put this on the Miniature Football site.
Yeah,
we'll see if the what's the person what's the name of the person that's over the page? They gotta go through the administrator. Yeah. They gotta go through
now they got the Ministry of Disinformation. So
the administrator. Yeah, I remember I put a post up and it was just sitting. And I was like, Brian Phillips, you don't put that post out, I'm gonna come bust your ass. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are you doing?
Well, maybe we can get it through now. He's playing in the championship game, so
yeah. Well, now it's going to just sit until he gets a chance to look around. You know what I mean? Yeah. But good luck to both of those guys. Elgin, I'm rooting for Elgin. I want to see Elgin get a gold ball. Brian Phillips has enough of them. You know what I mean? I remember when he was trying to get over that threshold. He had tried, he had got to the Final Four. I mean, I've watched him go through it.
Right.
The Elite Eight. Then he got to the Final Four. Yeah. Then he made a championship. So he just kept battling. He kept practicing.
He's not really a trash talker, but he's really confident, really brash. But he never cried about anything. He never cried about this or that. He was just like, hey, I made it to the Elite Eight. I got to get a little better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he you see him just chiseling away at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That iceberg. He chopped it down. He's been to the top of the mountain now. So he is. We said that on other shows. Every tournament that he attends, he's the odds-on favorite. Yeah. He is the Tiger Woods right now You know, you
But I mean, there's a lot of great ones. You know, Elgin. If Elgin shows up, he's got a shot. You know,
oh yeah, Brandon,
Brandon.
anybody from the Texas, because those guys can throw the pill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can throw the pill, and that is going. They're never out of a game. You know,
Yeah.
Rafiq is a
Right.
sharpshooter.
Man.
Charles Lane is a master technician,
Mm-hmm.
and don't ever get into a close game and with Charles Lane because he's going for 2 for the win. He did it to me twice. He knocked me out on the last play going for 2 times. Oh my God, that's how Charles Lane goes. But Pete up, it was great seeing you.
Seen you.
Hope everybody's well, and we got to do this again. I keep telling folks, it's not me.
Throw me under the bus like that.
I'm throwing him under the bus. It's not me. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying who it is. I'm just saying it ain't me. You know, guy with the cowboy hat on. Okay.
Howdy.
All right, P-Dub.
All right, man. Peace
Hey,
out.
Kit Kitchen, take us out of here. Peace.
All right. See you.